the unprecedented third indictment of former President Donald Trump in a federal case that could test American democracy itself. A federal grand jury formally accused Donald Trump yesterday of conspiring to overturn the 2020 election.
Now, the 4 felony charges are conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights. The indictment follows a sweeping investigation into the deadly January 6th riots and Trump's efforts to remain in power. Robert Costa begins our coverage this morning. He is on Capitol Hill. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Natalie. Former President Donald Trump faces a legal and political reckoning, and his campaign is pushing back hard against the charges, comparing the Justice Department to the Soviet Union and other authoritarian regimes. But many Trump allies behind the scenes, they are on edge, especially about former Vice President Mike Pence emerging as a key witness in this indictment.
Today, an indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with conspiring to defraud the United States.
In a historic indictment, special counsel Jack Smith charged former President Donald Trump for his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election and stoke a crisis in American democracy.
As described in the indictment, it was fueled by lies. Lies by the defendant targeted at obstructing a bedrock function of the U.S. government.
The 45-page indictment listed 6 unnamed and uncharged co-conspirators. Sources close to the investigation say the indictment suggests that lawyers Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, Sidney Powell, as well as former Justice Department official Jeffrey Clark could be the potential co-conspirators, though the special counsel has not confirmed the identities.
That was a rigged election, but we're still fighting it.
The special counsel laid out the case that Trump knowingly spread lies about the election, despite repeatedly being told his claims of fraud were false, including by his own attorney general after the election.
I told him that the stuff that his people were shoveling out to the public were that the claims of fraud were.
The special counsel accuses Trump of orchestrating a plan to overturn the 2020 election results by organizing fake electors in 7 targeted states in which he lost, and pressured state officials, including Georgia Republican Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
The special counsel also makes the case the former president directed his supporters to go to the Capitol on January 6, while Congress was in the process of certifying the election.
And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Trump has denied any wrongdoing and in a statement Tuesday called the indictment disgraceful and unprecedented political targeting. Sources tell CBS News former President Trump's legal team is now mapping out a new strategy to push back on the charges, shifting blame onto lawyers like John Eastman, who were advising him at the time. According to the indictment, Eastman pressured then Vice President Mike Pence not to formally certify the 2020 election results and presented Trump with a plan on how to do so.
All we are demanding of Vice President Pence is this afternoon at 1 o'clock, he let the legislatures of the state look into this.
Pence, in a statement Tuesday, said today's indictment serves as an important reminder. Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. Trump is now scheduled to appear in federal court here in Washington on Thursday at 4 p.m. sharp. That will be his first appearance. Some of his allies have been making responses to this indictment. John Eastman's attorney said the indictment relies on a misleading presentation of the record and, quote, if Eastman is indicted, he will go to trial. That's from Eastman's attorney. And Rudy Giuliani's lawyer said this indictment, quote, eviscerates the First Amendment, and every fact Giuliani possesses about this case establishes the good faith basis President Donald Trump had for the actions he took. And meanwhile, over at the White House, spokespeople there have declined to comment. Gayle?
All right, Bob, thank you very much.